Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants, and of course I am your host, your YouTube Messiah, and often imitated, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious, and we are gonna go over Raw this week. Was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, my backyard, so to say. You know, Erie's up here, Pittsburgh's down here. Well, I guess you could say technically I'm in Pittsburgh's backyard, but yeah, it's either way, fuck it. Pittsburgh's relatively close to me. Yeah. That's all. So, before we get into this week's show, just like always, we're gonna switch gears, talk about last week via the SmackDown Rewind, and the big highlights from last week's SmackDown. It started out with Ricochet having a match with Corbin. Ricochet wound up getting the win. Good match. You know, shades of the week before. McAfee still riding into Corbin, still digging that, and probably the part that I really popped for the most was hands down was afterwards Ricochet got the win and Corbin's starting to do that kind of like he's on a losing slump kind of bit, and McAfee doing like taking a page out of like John Madden's book with the marker, just constantly doodling all over him with like he's doing like the Madden marker thing is the best way I can describe it. Fatal 4-way women's match Fatal 4-way women's tag match that determine who goes into the semifinals later on in the night. Dana Brooke and Tamina went against Shotzi and Xia Li, who went again, as well as Natalya and Sonya Deville and Nikki Ash and Doudrop. Natalya and Sonya got the win. Fast forward to later on in the show, Natalya and Sonya went against Raquel and Aliyah. Raquel and Aliyah won that match and then advanced to the final, so that they got into the finals. We'll get into that match. We'll get into their match later on in this episode. So hold on tight, campers. Also, there was a segment where Sheamus, Ridge Holland, and Butch had a stare down against Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser, and it was oh man. This match right here, listen. Okay, I'm going to use this as, I'm going to try and say this as the best way for an analogy. The Roman-Drew McIntyre match may be what's going to draw and be the main event and be the big draw, you know, kind of like Hogan and Andre was at WrestleMania 3. But the match that fans, I'm not saying that, you know, casual history people, but I mean the ones that are the wrestling fans themselves are going to talk about and remember is more than likely going to be Sheamus and Gunther, just like with WrestleMania 3. The wrestling fans remember Savage Steamboat. Just, yeah, like, whoo, oh man. This segment, them two, Jimmy and Gunther, went at it back and forth with each other. Sheamus basically said, going out there saying, I've been coming out here having banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger of a match. You step in, you come along, you got something that I want. I want that Intercontinental title. And then, once I win that, I will be the greatest of all Grand Slam champions. Which, when you look at Sheamus' track record, okay, WWE, World Heavyweight Champion, US Champion, Tag Champion, King of the Ring, as well as Mr. Money in the Bank. Yeah, all he needs is the Intercontinental title. Then he will be the first man to hold all of those accolades. You know, while yes, there have been Money in the Bank winners that have been Grand Slam champions. Miz, Edge, Seth Rollins, first ones that come to mind. None have had the But how many have also had the King of the Ring title with them outside of Edge? You know? Because, yeah, Edge is up there with that in that accolade. But other than him, I'm fairly certain Jimmy's going to be number 2 man. But, man, back on track because I'm going in the weeds of talking about history stuff. Sheamus versus Gunther is going to be a hell of a match because these two guys know the European style on wrestling, and this is going to be the shit people are going to say and just look at, see the physicality and the violence. Violence, and I'm not talking blood and guts kind of violence. I'm just talking like the physicality kind of violence. You're going to see shit where you're like, ooh, I felt that in my soul kind of shit. So anyways, last moment on SmackDown was Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. Sami had a nice little moment with talking to Roman. You know, I really love being with yous. Yep. Jimmy, he really digs me. Jay, well, we're kind of working on that. You know, he doesn't really like me so much, but that's okay. You know, kind of moment, kind of thing. And they had that kind of moment. But anyways, fast forward to the end of the show, the match. McIntyre got the win. After the match, though, Usos and Roman wound up doing a beatdown onto Drew. Sami as well. Afterwards, then Roman sat the chair right on top of Drew, holding the titles. Acknowledge me. With the Usos and Sami behind them. So, yeah. Now, with that said, let's get into this week's show. Raw, Pittsburgh. Here we go. No promos, no segments, straight up match right at the start. AJ Styles and Dolph Ziggler going against Finn Balor and Damian Priest. And Styles and Ziggler, they were leading right up into the break. Post-break, not post-break, I should say. During the break, Ziggler was the punching bag, and then right after the break, AJ wound up getting tagged in. And probably the one thing that I saw that, you know, caught my eye was when AJ was in, he was taking it to Priest. Finn, he was on the apron looking like 3 sheets to wind, haggard. And then it was like, kind of hesitant. And like, like, okay, mental note on that. Not quite sure where we're going there, but okay, that's interesting. You know, something that they might make to a story later on. Match came to an end when Priest wound up giving Ziggler the South Side of Heaven choke slam, got the 1, 2, 3. Afterwards, as Judgment Day is walking up the ramp, they show on the Titantron a car pulling in, and they see Edge come out, and then they're like, oh, no. He's here? Okay, that's it. Let's get back. They go to the ring, and then next thing you know, they cut a promo saying on how Beth wears the pants in their marriage. They want Edge. They're going to finish what they started, this, that, and the other. And then Edge comes out like, all right, first off, Damian, it's 2022. Me and Beth both wear the pants in our family. You know, grow up, man. You're going to be single forever if you keep thinking like that. And then started throwing out a bunch of cheap shots, saying on how, you know, I brought you guys in because I wanted you guys to achieve the greatness I had. But then you guys got so caught up in your own shit that, no, it didn't work. And you really think I came out here alone? And then Ray and Dominic had Singapore Canes, wham, cracking them on Priest and Balor, taking it to them. Then Then Dominic turned around, he's holding it, and he's holding it in a way where, like this, and then Rhea grabs up there. Let the jokes write themselves, folks. Rhea Ripley grabbed Dominic's stick. Yep, that's right. Anyways, then they pulled Rhea out, and then that was it. So they made the match official. Ray and Edge going against Priest and Balor at Clash at the Castle. Next up, we got women's trios action. Whew. Definitely needed heart pills. And thankfully, I had a defibrillator on standby as well for this. Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and Bianca Belair going against some local town jobbers. And yes, a women's trio squash match, but that wasn't the highlight of the match for me. The highlight was, at one point, Asuka got tagged in, got up on the ropes, told Alexa Bliss, come on, right there, and then rammed one of the opponent's face into like the meat of Asuka's ass. And you know that part, you remember that time when Dolph Ziggler kept cutting promos saying, it should have been me? Yeah, that should have been me. Wait, you didn't record that part, did you? Wait. Oh, fuck, I'm dead. I felt that already. Oh, shit, I'm in for it now. Fuck, I'm sorry. Oh, God, I'm gonna get put on the ass end of an ass kicking for that one. Yeah. So let's move forward now. Alpha Academy had a tag match with the Street Profits. Beforehand, there was a promo beforehand with Pittsburgh's own Kurt Angle coming out in Team Angle tracksuit, I might add. And Kurt looking jacked as ever, like, whew, damn, listen. I didn't want to fuck with Kurt before. I sure as shit don't want to fuck with Kurt now. You know? But, yeah, Kurt came out talking about on how great to be in Pittsburgh, hyping up Clash at the Castle. Alpha Academy came out saying, we are offering you a once in a lifetime moment where for tonight only you can be a member of Alpha Academy. Otis, hand him the jacket, and then Angle's like, no, thank you. Then Angle and Gable got into a shush off, shush, which I busted out laughing on really hard, and goddamn, that's why I love Kurt Angle, and I use him as my example for any time I ever talk about being a wrestler with multi-talented level wrestler, because Kurt Angle can go from being fucking comedy gold to dead serious to fucking ass kicking and drama and every little bit in between for a wrestling character, and still all in one segment, you know. Whereas you got some wrestlers that will do that. Well, I'm not sure my character would do that. Fuck no. You get someone like Kurt Angle. You get someone like Kurt Angle and William Regal who are willing to do anything. And if not so much no, I don't think my character would do that, but like, well, you know, instead of that, how about this, and offer something as an improvement? Fucking gold. Now, either way, they do that, then the Street Profits come out, and then they start getting into Alpha Academy's face, backing up Kurt, and then they issue an open challenge for a tag match, and then Gable says, okay, but I want one condition. But when we win, he said, when we win, Kurt Angle joins the Alpha Academy. Thank you. So now we come to this match. Really good, solid action. Dug the shit out of it. Profits, they were leading early on. Dawkins was the punching bag at one point. Ford, wasn't a hot tag, but he did get a tag in. He did get a quick tag in. And then he was a little, it wasn't like he got a hot tag and then like, boom, and then boom, and then boom. But no, he got in and then he started actually working. Now, Kurt was ringside watching all of it. And, I got to say this. Kurt, man, he looks happy. That's the main thing. Whether, and I'm glad Kurt is happy and enjoying retirement. But now back to this match. Really dug the match. Good, solid tag action. Match came to an end when Ford wound up doing a leapfrog onto Gable. And Gable was here a good 2/3 of the way on the other side of the ring. Ford still somehow managed to land on him and do it just whoa, what the fuck? But yeah. Afterwards then, Profits went over to Kurt. They gave him a solo cup. They went to go have a toast. And Kurt was, hold that thought. And then they went, and then Kurt pulled out some milk. And then they all had a big milk bath. All had a big milk moment. So yeah. Next up we got Jey Uso, I'm skipping ahead. I apologize. After that we have the almighty Bobby Lashley going against the Miz. And Miz just having that, looking having a little PTSD shell shock from the whole Dexter Lumis thing last week, which, so much for my fantasy booking of him being kidnapped, taken off TV for a couple weeks, and then coming back with his old early 2000s I'm the Miz and I'm awesome character. Just, his head got warped and fucked up. It was just I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Okay, dude, what the hell happened? What, Loomis duct tape you to a chair, put a ball gag on you, and force you to watch clown porn or something? Damn. What the fuck did he do? Dude. Either way. As far as the match went, Bobby Lashley, he was leading, being dominant as expected, because it's fucking Bobby Lashley. I mean, his theme music has theme music to introduce him. What the hell do you expect for a guy like that? But Bobby Lashley wound up leading the match. Miz wound up taking some momentum, getting momentum near the closing moments. Ciampa gave him his card that he wears around his neck. And as Miz wound up looking like he was going to use it, distracting the ref, hey, get that out of here. As he's doing that, that's when Ciampa wound up doing something to Lashley, and then Miz was picking up momentum. As he's getting ready to seize up, eyeing him up for the Skull Crush finale, he looks up. In the crowd, all the way up, he sees Loomis just standing there. It's him! It's him! It's him! He's there! He's there! And the whole time, Ciampa's Mike, come on, focus, man. Focus, Mike, come on, focus. You got this. You're going to get the win. Come on. And the whole time, he's there, he's there. And then when Ciampa turns around, I don't see anyone there. What are you talking about? There's no one there. And then Bobby winds up eventually getting the Hurt Lock in. And then they show Miz going to his car, again saying to the dude, listen, I don't want to talk about it, okay? Just no questions, no interviews, I don't want to talk about it. And then when he opens up the car door, how when you open up a door at night, the lights come on? Well, he did, and you just see Dexter Lumis sitting all the way in the back of his big old SUV. Miz doesn't notice, and then as pulls off damn, this is going to be good. Now we get to the match that I fumbled over. Jey Uso has a match with Kevin Owens, and this came to be because the Usos came out to cut a promo with Sami Zayn, emphasizing on how they're the greatest tag team in WWE history. Roman's coming up on his 2-year celebration this Friday. Sami has been named the honorary guest host for the celebration, this, that, and the other. Then Kevin Owens came out. Hey guys, listen. You still need to tell your tribal chief he owes me one. And Sami, listen, dude, I don't know what the hell's going on with you, man, but you're being ridiculous. I mean, this is about as ridiculous as your haircut, man. And, you know, Kevin Owens was being the voice of reason, telling Sami, listen, dude, these guys really don't appreciate you or like you or nothing. No, not cool. It's not, no. Like that. And I'm just thinking, okay, when Kevin Owens is being the voice of reason, that's when you really know shit has hit the fucking fan. Like, what the hell? Damn. But yeah, KO wound up getting on them, and then it was like, and then said, and Jay, I still have issues with you, because don't think I haven't forgotten, if it wasn't for you and Paul Heyman, I would have, excuse me, I would have ended Roman's Universal title reign 18 months ago. And then they started getting face to face. Sami trying to separate them. Like, oh, guys, come on. Can we not? Let's not do that. Let's not do this. And then Owens, you know, this is the part where we both drop the mics, we get a ref out here, and we have ourselves a match. So now we get to the match. A lot of good back and forth action with it. Back and forth action going on during this whole match. I dug the hell out of it. I thought it was good. You know, both guys were throwing super kicks back and forth with each other. Not like super kick party kind of craziness, but it was just a lot of, you know, they were throwing them back and forth a decent amount. And probably the thing that really caught my eye more than anything with this match was on how Sami constantly looked all torn while watching this. Like, cheering for Jay, but at the same time, like, oh man, that's Kevin. I've known him for forever. He's my brother. Then at one point, Jay's outside. He grabs Jimmy and Sami and says, "Get a chair." What? Get a chair? Get a damn chair. Then they get a chair. Then they go. Then Jimmy winds up distracting the ref. Owens is hanging off the ropes. And then Sami has the chair. And he's like, can't do it. And then the ref starts yelling at Sami. Jimmy's yelling at Sami also. You were supposed to use the chair, man. What the hell's wrong with you? Then KO pops a stunner on Jay. Gets the win. 1, 2, 3. So now we come to main event of the night. Io Sky and Dakota Kai going against Raquel Rodriguez and Aliyah. God damn. Yeah, I took an extra round of my heart meds for this match. Really good, solid action. Io and Kai, they were leading after post break. Raquel wound up surprisingly being the punching bag, and Aliyah actually got taken out for a majority of the match, being thrown into the stairs, and it was just, whoa, okay, wow, okay. And I get it. I get why they did that. It was to show Raquel being a tough, not so much as being like a tough powerhouse, but more so as somebody who can take an ass beat, can take just as good of an ass beating as they give. You know? And as the match kept going on, Baylay, she was cheering, giving encouragement, coaching, this, that, and the other. Then eventually, Asuka, Bliss, and Bianca came out. They chased Baylay off. Then Kai and Io are just looking like, what's going on? As all that's going on, Raquel does a blind tag to Aliyah. Ref sees it. They don't. Then Io does a crucifix driver onto Raquel. And as she's doing that, then that's when Aliyah gets in and does a quick roll-up on Dakota Kai. 1, 2, 3. Big surprise. I was not expecting this win. But your winners and new women's tag team champions, Raquel Rodriguez and Aliyah. Big celebration in the ring with faces. All the while, the heels are just outside like, so, yeah. yeah, that's pretty much it, folks. So that is it for this week's show. So please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the episodes when you can. Look for me on the Twitter at Tim Vicious. And thank you to my executive producer, Aliyah Ben, who did provide the music for this week's show. Make sure y'all check out his stuff. It's on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, all that good shit. Details are down below. Also, thank you to LFC, to Contributor Show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. There are a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Also, folks, make sure you check out whatamaneuver.net for some Vish Strengths apparel. Help support the show and pay for the AC bills here. And do not forget to follow these cool ass cats on that Twitter. Kenny Killer DSB_IV, Diabolica RA, Sergeant Kirk has some dubs in your face. And folks, like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck it.
You might not be a legend.